Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to
Dropout Gang.
I'm Joseph, and we are in Miami getting people's thoughts on virginity. All right, ladies, so we're gonna get deep here for a second. Our question today is, we wanna know your thoughts on virginity.
You're asking us in Miami. Oh, that's an interesting question.
Yes, we're getting deep today.
It rocks. I think that if you want to be a virgin, then be one, and if you don't, then that's your call. But I don't think there should be any pressure. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm afraid to admit it, or I feel pressure from my friends or from society that I need to lose my V card. But I just think that that's kind of stupid. I think it's dumb to let society make you think you need to be somebody that you don't even want to be.
I think that when you find the one that you love, I think that it's okay to have sex with them before marriage, but I know most people like to wait on that, and that's okay.
I haven't been a virgin since I was 13. However, I am 48 years old. I would think virginity is very pertinent right now because there's a lot of diseases out there. I'm actually a nurse. So I think kids could wait because there's no way, I mean, when you get 48, it doesn't change. Unless you get a young buck like you.
I'm not a virgin, but if I could have held on to it, I would have. You know, it's special.
Slow down. There's more to life than just sex, honey. What about the mind? I like to be mentally stimulated. If you can't stimulate my mind, you surely ain't gonna make nothing drip down below.
Ethan, we wanna know, what are your thoughts on virginity?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you think about virginity?
I don't care about it.
I don't know. I mean, when you're ready, you're ready. I mean, I think if you're like 20 years old and you're a virgin, you're probably like, there's something wrong with you.
What happens if they're saving it for marriage, or it's a religious thing?
I mean, I guess, but like, stupid.
Oh, okay. Right. There's definitely societal pressures both ways. One side wants you to lose it, then the other, more, whether it's religious or family side, maybe wants you to hang on to it.
Yeah, I think that there's a flip side to every coin. So I think that there's pressure from society to lose your V card, and there's pressure from religion and stuff like that to keep it. But I mean, at the end of the day, everybody can make their own decision. And if you have religious beliefs that stop you from doing something, then that's also like your call. Like, if you believe in a religion and they tell you not to do something, then you choose to follow that, right?
I do believe in a higher power. So by me believing in a higher power, what I was taught was you should save yourself off to marriage, you know? And the people and the women that do that are very respected for it, you know? From here, I very respect them for that, but, you know, at the same time, we're teenagers and we like to have fun.
The way I grew up, it's kind of like, I think if you're gonna be with someone forever, not trying to say it ugly, I think you should know what they can do.
Test drive the car before you buy it.
Yes, like if the sex is not good, like, you're gonna be with that person for the rest of your life. But again, it just depends. Like, if you grew up in a real religious family. So I mean, I didn't. So
I mean, I think it depends, like, how people are brought up. Like, when they're born, it's usually the religion they stick to. Well, that's not us. Okay.
Yeah, okay, we're good then.
Yeah. That's not us.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
If you're 30 and still haven't had sex, that's completely fine. I think there is a societal push that if you're a virgin after prom, it's kind of weird, but I think you save it until you find the one you're supposed to be with. If that's at 15, if that's at 45, you be with who you want to be with. So
go ahead.
I don't really think there should be any pressure from anyone. I kind of feel like it's like an internal decision. You know, regardless of your religion or the social pressure, you should just lose it when you want to.
Kind of, what are your thoughts on all of that?
I just don't care what people do with their lives.
So let me ask you guys this: how important is it for, you know, when you lose your virginity, for it to be with someone that you know, that you're familiar with and comfortable with?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a first-time boyfriend, like a long relationship. Like, I don't think your first time should be a hookup or like a one-night stand.
That'd be pretty epic, almost.
Can you imagine?
100% important. Because it's like something you hold on to, and it's like when you give it up, it's just like you can't get it back.
I feel like if you know the person, y'all interact, and not only intimate levels, but sentimental as well, y'all understand each other, then I totally understand that. But you gotta put yourself in both sides of the story. Like, there's people where you could just go to and you be like, hey, look, I'm not looking for a relationship, I just want a one night. And it turns out to be like, yeah, let's just have a one night, you feel me?
I mean, I think that's really important. Like when I lost mine, I was already out of high school and it was someone I have been dating for like 2 years. So for me, when I look back, it's not something that I regret or anything. It's something that I kind of went through versus other people. They're like, oh, I kind of regret sleeping with that person. I barely knew that person, or it wasn't special.
I think it's important because if you're going to do it, you want the first time to be a good time. You don't want to wake up like and be like, I don't know you and I don't know what happened and I'm scared now and I don't like this. You want to definitely be with somebody that you love and care about, I think, especially for your first time. And I mean, that's just my advice.
Well, with my experience, it was a one-time thing. And then it grossed me out so bad, I didn't have sex again until I was like 16.
Wow.
It was like that experience. I was in the basement. It was like, he was 13 too, so he had no idea what he was doing. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And it disgusts me. I mean, literally, I waited 3-4 years later before, again, I had intercourse.
I feel like most people, even when they lose their virginity, they don't end up staying with that person. I don't think that there needs to be pressure like, I lost my virginity, I need to stay with you. But I mean, you're supposed to be with who you're supposed to be with, and if you end up being with your first person, then that's awesome. But sometimes it just doesn't work out that way.
You're gonna do it enough times in your life that, I don't know, the first time you gotta get it over with. Like she said, it's not gonna be great. You know, a hole's a hole, gotta get it in there the first time. And then it's gonna get better from there, because it's not gonna be great at first.
Do you think maybe dangerous isn't the right word, but could it be dangerous to lose your virginity at a younger age, like sometime before the age of 18?
I think it's really important. So as a teacher, she teaches junior high and I teach elementary. It's really important, and you can see the difference in the kids at a very young age, especially in junior high when they're starting to lose their virginity. It really scars them inside. Or if something happens and they didn't want it to happen, like they've been raped or they didn't know what they were doing, it definitely follows them through the years, and it can scar them for like their next relationships going through their years. So
absolutely, because sometimes, you know, even at a younger age, the body may be ready, but the mind isn't. And then sometimes people aren't treated the best by the other, you know, their partner afterwards, and that's a whole nother thing in itself.
Like there's a lot of promotion of like sexuality and sex and stuff. Like I have like 9 siblings and most of them are younger, and they're on Snapchat, and on Snapchat there's like cosmopolitan ads for like how to please your man.
Sex sells. It's everywhere.
That's not really good for kids to be seeing that. And they go on Instagram and everyone's got their butts out and everyone's showing off their bodies, guys are showing their abs, girls are showing their butts, all that stuff. I don't think that's a good environment for people that are still like growing and learning about themselves and their bodies and life and stuff. They're kind of like, this day and age, everyone's kind of like thrown into this. So I think that kind of stuff does affect the mind, and probably a negative way because you're growing up fast.
I think it can mess you up a little bit because you're still growing and you're still maturing, and a lot of, like when going through puberty, it's difficult to make the right decisions because your body's like, I want this, and you really shouldn't want it because your brain's all messed up.
I think if you're 12 years old, you're not in a serious relationship.
Well, for sure.
Like 16's a good age, I think. Like if you're in like a good relationship with someone,
go for it.
Yeah, like do what you want.
Sure, I mean, and it depends on the person. Like if you do lose it at a young age and they're a loving person and they take care of you and all that, it's fine, but it can be a very manipulative factor too. So I feel like you gotta be careful who you do it with, and I think personally like you should like love the person if you're gonna go that extra mile, but everyone has their own opinion.
I would say the same. I think if you're too young, 14, 15, 16, I don't think you're mature enough to really make that conscious decision, and you may regret that in the future. So I think it should be the absolute right moment, and both sides should consent, of course, and it should be absolutely right if you're thinking about doing it.
I couldn't tell you how many guys I slept with. I ain't got enough hands, fingers, toes. I don't know. Because of that low self-esteem, you know, being so young and wanting to impress guys and thinking I'm not cute enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. But as I got older, I learned that I am that.
Would you date a virgin?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest, no.
No. Why? Because if I don't feel like dating her anymore, she might be crazy.
Stage 5 clinger.
I mean, being at 27, yeah, if you're still a virgin, yeah, I would be like, bye.
Would you date a virgin?
Hell yes. Yes, of course. All day, every day.
I would, yeah.
Oh, I definitely would.
I'd consider it.
Yeah, I would. I would, treat her with respect, and if she's ready, yeah, of course I would, sure.
Of course. I have nothing. I mean, I have nothing against it. It's just honestly, it's your decision, and it's like if you choose to hold on to it, you choose to hold on to it. It's not my business.
Maybe. I mean, it's kind of like a challenge. I mean, she probably wouldn't be a virgin very long, though.
Whoa!
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love to see what that's like.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram.